look hot and sweaty, it is because I was messing with the wig, hot and sweaty. So yeah, it's supposed to be glueless. I have a band on, band that helps keep it from moving. Plus I kind of glued down the sides, which I'm hoping, because it works. I trying this new gather all, which I saw somebody else who does wigs use, from Nordstrom. It's like $22, what have you. It's not in store, so I'll see if that works. Otherwise, we're just gonna say fuck it and still wear the wig, but just not care about the sides coming up. Like I said, it looks pretty good, it's just the sides are coming up. That's the only part. Okay, so let's get started. We're using Fenty primer again. So let's first degrease his face. The eyes, we're using this again for eyebrows. I did use a little pencil as well. So I did wash my hands. Okay. So I'm gonna start with a little. I guess you're supposed to put it where you need it and not all over, but we know how I am, so I'm trying to be better this time and just put it in my T-zone. Okay, see, I'm not gonna put any more on, but this, yeah, this is better than before, where I was like, what's going on? I'm spreading it out, but still on the T-zone. Okay. It's only 88 degrees. It is like 100 and something this week, but it's only 88 degrees. So I did go on my trip. Still unpacking. Basically everything is out. I had a light jacket, which it did rain on my last day. Let's just say I went to the East Coast. I'm not gonna say where. East Coast, and it's humid. So when you go from dry heat and then humidity, I was like, yeah. But I got out the airport, it was humid, but then there was a cold breeze at the same time. So I'm like, yes, this is nice. Because again, it was hot as hell in Phoenix at that time. Letting this dry a little. I'm gonna do the rest of my steps. We have some new things today. So besides the wig, we got some other new stuff. We're trying to do all this in 30 minutes because I got to go. Book club. I'm going to book club. It's not fall, but everybody's treating it like fall. And so it's kind of a fall wig. And I'm going to sneeze because it's the oil, these eyebrows. And yes, I see that scraggly hair. I think the thing is mostly like when you're not used to hair, I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do with my hair? I'm trying to get it out your face and stuff like that. And that's what I was mostly dealing with. Mind you, I did my tinting the lace during a break at work, so. So there's that. And 21 days of Ulta. I finally bit the bullet and bought the big one for the Pro Soft Filter Matte Foundation. When I was out of town, I had looked to see where an Ulta was. And I also bought the Bobbi Brown. So while I was there at the Bobbi Brown, I looked to see how many of this shade, which is, I wear 445. Sometimes it doesn't look like I wear 445, but I think I wear 445. Hopefully I still, it's a good color for me. So I looked to see how many they had, and I ran it, the numbers, to see how old it was. One was a little more than a year, this one's less than a year. So I moved it to the top, because you know when those shoppers, they go to fill your order, they're gonna take from the top, they're not gonna take from the bottom. And they gave me, and I could tell which one it was because it had some foundation on the box. Not opened, but I could tell. So that's when they gave it to me. I took it out and I was like, okay, this is the right one. So it looks like this. If you've never seen it somehow, that's the back. So let's shake it. And we're going to pump it on the hand. Of course, you got to prime it because nothing comes out at first. And I didn't mean for 2 pumps. It's just kind of watery a little bit. And so, brush, we know I usually don't do a brush. That's what we're doing today. Like you see like that. It looks like it'll work, but as everybody knows, Fenty kind of oxidizes. So, because I always start in the middle, but you're supposed to start where you need most coverage first. So I'm going to go down like that first. Usually I don't need coverage here, around here. And I did look at my videos early this morning when I should have been asleep. And using this, I'm like, okay. And it really did settle. This was when I was in my other apartment and I was using my iPad. It looked a little weird when I was in the house, but by the time I got outside, it looked perfect. The concealer job I did, blending or whatever, is why it looked a little weird. The concealer might have been the wrong concealer. I had allergies this morning that were bad, like really, really bad. And I took a COVID test Tuesday, Wednesday. So I have some, but they're expired. They're not the extended after they've been expired ones. They were, but it's been too long since I had to need a COVID test. So I was like, I need one that's fine. Because I was like, if I was sick, I probably got who I went to go visit sick, and I didn't want to want that to happen. So off from flying on a plane, because I'm like, I was not sick beforehand. And so that was negative. And then I took another one this morning. And so I was like, okay, then what's going on? Allergy. But my allergies were really, really bad. Like, sometimes my allergies also cause me vertigo. So I'm like, let me see how much I have left. And it's soft matte. It dries down very fast, as we see. Because I'm like, my hand is freaking it's dry in my hand. The probably fan is probably helping. Again, it's only 88. And so, but I wore 2 masks. I don't have a Fenty concealer. I think I mentioned that. And I was in Sephora yesterday. And I was like, okay, what's a good shade I should need? And she pointed to the one I already had. I'm like, that's probably too dark this whole time. That I should not have been wearing. But she's like, no, that one. And I was like, oh, okay. And I trust, it's one of the few black people that still work there. So I was like, all right. I'm going to trust you. And then, but yeah, double masked. I had the medical mask. I realized the day before I left, I had to get a newspaper. The person I was going to see wanted a newspaper from Phoenix. So I'm like, okay, I'll kind of, yeah. The person doesn't really ask you for something. So you're like, okay, fine. I don't have to do too much because the hair is going to be covering. But I'm like, okay, I'll get your paper. Went to Fry's twice. Did not have. They were out by the time I went because I kept going after work. I'm like, they did not have. And then, so that day before, I was like, okay, I gotta get these last few things, like travel size things. And ended up going to Circle K. That I don't have that brush. Hold on. I could have used a sponge, but I'm gonna use this. And so I go to Circle K. Everybody and their mama's in the Circle K, and I guess it's because of the lottery. I didn't realize that, but I'm like, every pump says a car, and this car is kind of circling, trying to get in there. And so there's a long ass line. And I'm like, I just came for a paper. I found plenty of paper, and I'm sure people are like, what the hell are you getting paper for? And especially at my age, it's like, why would you be getting paper? They asked a question, but while we were in there, they were playing trap music, and I'm like, I don't live in the hood. But that's why I was like, who are these people? I haven't been in 7th grade in a long time, but I'm like, I've never heard trap music in freaking 7th grade. So I was like, okay, I expect it. I'm sorry, I do expect that in South Phoenix, because they just don't be caring in South Phoenix, okay? Mind you, I told my friend, I'm like, I don't think I've ever been in this, okay, in South Phoenix, and I was wrong. I actually been to a gas station in South Phoenix. But again, that's outside, not inside. Because I needed gas. I don't know why I was in South Phoenix, but I needed gas for some reason. But yeah, they were just, I was in, like I said, I was in there a long time enough, standing in line to notice the trap music. And I was like, okay. So trap music is like T.I. I don't think Outkast is. It's like kind of from the South, but definitely T.I. is like considered trap music, some of his songs and other stuff. Look up trap music, T-R-A-P, and the music, to see what it is. And I was like, okay. It kind of made the standing in line better. I'm gonna finish that in a second. Because I know this concealer is. But yeah, it was maybe, yeah, like I said, maybe because there's the lottery, people were in line for lottery, because I'm like, the gas really? In the middle of the week? Many people in the store? I'm sorry, I had to read a lottery. So yeah, I was in there at least 15 minutes. And I had to park by the air pump, the tire pump air machine, you know. I had to park over there because I'm like, I couldn't get a spot otherwise. And when I didn't want to take up a pump, like a gas pump area, if somebody needed gas. And there's, I could have parked in this other area, but I'm like, other people, when I left, I saw other people parking. I'm like, you shouldn't put those little, it's not brick, but the white things that you park next to that kind of keep you from going across the parking line or whatever. There, if they didn't want people to actually park there, because it looked like those were parking spots, but I doubt they were meant to be parking spots. They were made that day. But yeah, everybody kept coming in. When people came in, they were like, really? And that's the look they gave every single time they came in. I was like, yeah. But yeah, people are still in good spirits despite that long ass line. So yeah, I got the newspaper. And then that night I was like, okay, I took a nap. That just caused vertigo moving that fast. I was like, okay, let me take a nap 6 to 10. I woke up like 8, 8:30. I'm like, okay, what was that? So I was watching TV. I was gonna take a shower. It started raining. Raining hard, like inconsistently. I was like, okay, I need to take a shower. I was like, I smelled. I had to take a shower because, like I said, it had been hot and humid before it started raining. So I'm like, I have to take a shower. And finally, I was like, okay, let me. Finally, I was like, okay, let me just. I washed dishes, watched TV, and then finally I was like, let me take another nap because it's still early. My flight didn't leave till like 5. I was in Juvia's place in my double. I need to find one of those containers to hold double ones because you put it into a little slide. It makes it weird like that. I'm going to pat some of this off of my hand because that much comes off, which is why I pat some of my hand. And I'm actually going to stop. I know I never do. I'm stopping because that's enough right there. Again, it's not fall yet. It's still officially summer for another 1, 2 weeks. So I was mentioning to my friend, I was like, why is everybody thinks it's fall? And I'm like, it's still, she was like, you celebrate the season you feel, your heart tells you to. I was like, okay. I don't think she'll see this video to know I'm mentioning her. I'm like, okay, that's a good way to look at it. Because I'm kind of subtle. It's book club, but I think they're used to me by now being a little extra. Mind you, they are very chill. Like, some of them do wear makeup, whatever. But one girl, I'm like, okay, she's very chill. I love her to death. She's crazy as hell. I would say she's a country bumpkin. She's not. I don't think she's not from the country. I know where she's from, but I was just like, she's great. She's a really sweet girl. Like, you know, she yells, hugs, and yeah, it's just still, and I'm feeling here. So everybody's mostly chill, but usually I'm like, it's my time to wear makeup, because when you work from home a lot, like I said, I don't work from home completely, but because I do go in the office, but it's been too hot for me to wear makeup, and then I have to get up early to do that, so that's why. So I'm gonna go back in with this contour a little bit. And again, hair, I feel the hair everywhere. I see the hair everywhere. And because I cut the lace, how I cut the lace is why I had shedding. This is a good wig. I need to look it up so I can put what wig this is for y'all. I have wigs that I haven't been wigged to a wig store in a while. So before my mother says anything, it's been at least a month or several weeks, and me even buying one. This is the one I got. Oh, so Waba Hair and Supply. They had a hair, like braiding hair sale, along with a wig sale of $20. I got this wig for $20. So that is a good deal, and I like it, and it's fall color and everything as well. So I bought it, and I had done that. It had, if y'all ever noticed, it had been sitting right there this whole time, depending on how good your TVs are, if you're not using your phone. So I definitely hadn't been wig shopping. So I have some wigs. I'm like, I don't need to buy more wigs. I have wigs. I still need to. This one over there, I need to prep that one, wear that one, because it's cooling down, but it's still too hot for me to have hair. Like, me doing this, what I've been doing just today, I'm like, it's hot, I'm sweating. It's still too hot for the hair. Fall, but this is a fall color. Like, where else am I gonna get a chance to wear this wig? Although I could wear it when I go into the office next. I'm just kind of blending the edges here. And I realized I did not do that with foundation. Brush. Again, I'm just feeling hair. Just straight hair. It'll be fine after I calm things down. Other hair, the wig, what have you. Okay. Because I have a sponge, but it's for the very end. So, okay, I won't need this anymore, so I'm going to put that over there for now. Colay is still in the store. Like, mind you, on the app, everything is saying, you know, out of stock. But if you're in the store, just look for it on the kiosk. And to me, I'm almost like, y'all are, why isn't this on sale? I'm not saying we shouldn't pay full price, but if it's kind of like a going out of business kind of thing, usually it's going out of business sale. So I'm like, why isn't this stuff on sale for whatever is left? So that's interesting. And the crazy thing is, like, LYS, the concealer has been like, it was like half off, and now it's $10 for the concealer. So I'm like, what's going on with them? Okay, so I'm going to set my bronzer. But yeah, I spent like $10 the last few weeks. And then I'm trying to think what else I got in 21 days while I was there. Oh, I got a Stila eyeliner. If you know the Stila eyeliners, the 24-hour. What, it may not be 24 hours, but that's what I call it. So I got that as well. While I was out of town, and then the Bobbi Brown foundation. Again, there's not a lot of videos, but one of the ladies, you see, I just saw that loose hair. I'm seeing all this loose hair. So this wig does shed. But again, I paid $20. So we're gonna suck it up. Blush. That's usual suspects. I'm gonna start with this one. And then I'm gonna go in with the lighter one. I don't know where that was in the brush. You know, because I was out of town, I missed watching things. Or, yeah. Because where I was at, they only had like 20 channels, which was fine. I watched a lot in the heat of the night. Like, older, they were like, those episodes were like an hour and a half. I'm like, no, just an hour. No. I'm like, my mother was watching an hour and a half all these years for these shows. And apparently Carl Weathers was on the last 2 seasons. I didn't know this. Carl, did you tell people? So I'm like, okay, Carol, whatever his name is, he was still on there, but still. Carl was playing the new chief. So because I know the characters because my mother used to watch it, like Bubba, the chief, and some of the other people. Episode I watched was one with Josh Lucas, and usually Josh Lucas is a very lovable actor, character, player. He was not in this. Spoiler. He was not. So I had to watch the end of it to see what happened. Because I was watching most of it, and then breakfast was ready. This person I was with, they made breakfast every morning. So I went out there, I was like, can you turn the channel? Because I was in different rooms. So I was like, can you turn the channel while we have breakfast? And he's like, okay, turn. And I was like, okay. And yeah, so I saw the end, and I'm just like, okay, Josh Lucas, damn. And then there's another episode with this lady who was, I guess, supposed to be French or Italian, but she was supposed to be biracial. I looked her up. I ain't nothing biracial about that woman. She was French. And I'm like, well, were we supposed to be stupid back then? I'm like, she ain't look like mixed. I'm like, she looked like she had some color to her, so I could see how they were trying to play that out. But I was like, that woman ain't mixed a day in her life. But okay. I'm like, the person who played her sister, I'm like, okay, yeah, she could definitely pass. Her sister is supposed to be mixed too. But I was less like, what? So I don't really need a lot of powder because the setting spray I'm using is not supposed to, you're not supposed to have to use powder. So, but somebody else said who had tried the setting spray was like, still put powder on. So I'm just nozzle. Okay, yeah, I gotta leave some. Because I was gonna bring the book we're reading, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. A lot of it takes place in France. Some people bring in bread and cheese. I was gonna bring croissants. But I went to the store, they didn't have any croissants. I'm like, how do you not have croissants? Had baguettes, somebody else bring a baguette. I'm like, how do you not have croissants? So, because sometimes I'm like, I usually don't bring anything because I can't stop on the way there because it literally takes me an hour to get there. And so I was going to, like I said. And then I'm like, well, there goes that. Let's do under eye real quick. Mostly I used to use tape for my eyeshadow. So I'm gonna do that again. So my line's a little sharper. And I did buy a makeup book for mature skin by Tori Taylor. Good game. I don't remember her married last name. I just know it is Tori Taylor. Motivate Beauty or Motivation Beauty on Instagram. You know, she has a book for seasoned skin, which I am 46, about to be 47. So I have seasoned skin, even if I look younger than I am. So I wanted to support her. And so I haven't read all of it. I read parts here and there. I wish I had an index. Yeah, it needs an index. And this is because I'm a proofreader. That's how I see things. Because it'd be easy to be like, oh, what page is this particularly about foundation or about concealer, like that. That's the only big notes I wish, maybe the next one to share. I don't know why I'm trying to put this on right now, but I am, and it's not working, so I'm going to stop. Okay. We're going to undo the hair. I hate when it does that. No. Oh, really? Why'd that go up like that? Would it look natural like that? Okay. Let's pull. I have 50 million of these clips. Let's see. As we see. We see how white it is right there. Okay. So now it's down. So it took a lot, but it's down. So it's look okay. And then I realized, let me do the concealer. I didn't do that with this. So it's a partial install video as well. Okay, let's put that over there. Put that over there. Let me flip this again so I can see it. And I'm gonna clean this up right there. Give me 1 second. Also on here. Like that. This is right in my head, my ear. The reason why I had the band, so it looks like one of these kind of caps, but it has like this on it, but it's just straight across. And then of this, was because it's hot, even though it's hot, it gets, because it's hot and gets sweaty, I didn't want it to possibly, sort of ease back, like it has been known, wigs have been known to do, or my wigs have been known to do. So that's very obvious right there. But I'm like, is that glued down? It is. Okay. Because every time I think I've trimmed off enough, I have not. Which is why I end up with this predicament. So I'm like, I definitely have trimmed off more than I see other people trim. And doing this, of course, is cutting the hair, which is causing the shedding. So I told y'all before not to do this, right? But I know a lot of people use those eyebrow razors, do planers, and they be on the skin. The only reason I don't do that is because then I cut my skin. And I have a brush for this. And then, you know, you put things like alcohol on or whatever. And, okay, but clean enough right there. It's very pale right there, but that's also because the foundation that I have. Where's my foundation brush? That's what I need. Then contour. Chris Brown was in town last night, and apparently that concert, one of the girls went with her husband, because they were there till like 1 a.m. or got home at 1 a.m. And so I'm like, yeah. I knew it was going to be a long concert because he does 3 hours non-stop performing, which makes it a great concert, of course. But also, if you got to go to work the next day, I'm like, no, it's one of those concerts you need to just either take off or suffer. Because I did not glue this, is why it's up like that. But again, I did not glue it. Okay. Getting hair everywhere. Okay, so now we're gonna pull it back because one, I need to do my lipstick. And I'm not gonna pull it up all the way because that's going to come up, I already know it. And setting spray. Okay, I see that here. So the setting spray is the new Yummy Skin by Danessa. It's supposed to be like a powder melt spray. So it's like a blow-your balm, but in a liquid form. I got the mini. I'm gonna see if I like it. If I like it enough, maybe doing the rest of, because Sephora's been matching. No, I have a 20% coupon. Let me spray before I do all that. So you're supposed to do a T, an X, and then a circle, and then do how much you want. And that did get on my hair, which is what I'm feeling right now. Because that was a lot. And so you're supposed to let it dry, or you can use a fan to help it. I'm gonna start my lips while I wait for that. So lips, Fenty as well. Like I said, I'm running late, so I'm not trying to wait. And then Fenty, this is in hot chocolate. So fall season, you're supposed to, this is supposed to be a fall when her gloss bombs, they say. Look what it look like. I know it's hot chocolate, and I know I've done videos. So for me to be like, I don't know what it looks like. It's kind of dark. I'm like, do I want to go that dark? Yeah, it's kind of dark. Okay, that's better. So that much came off. I was like, that's a little too dark for me. I'm gonna throw in a little BV in there too. So there you go, yeah. We'll take that with us. Okay, so has it been too, I can still feel it's wet, but I'm gonna take the sponge. You're supposed to push it in. Wow, you see that? How it's blurring. And while I was doing my lipstick, I could see it's kind of like, okay. But I was like, trust the process. Just waiting for it to finish drying down. And it's definitely blurring. It definitely looks matte. So yeah, that is, looks like with, and let's do mascara and then earrings. But yeah, when I went to Sephora yesterday, it wasn't to buy anything. It was just to makeup therapy, just to swatch a lot of things because I have a 20% off coupon. And because there's a lot going on, and I was like, I need to just get away from TV news, anything, and just kind of de-stress kind of thing. And so that's my happy place, and they play music, and you kind of like, what's the song? And you sing along kind of thing. So that's why I went to Sephora yesterday, because this is a lot going on. And we're just going to go with the hoops, because, yeah. This is the weekend, and hoops are for weekends. If I wasn't wearing a wig, I was going to probably wear the, no, I probably would have worn the hoops anyway. Yeah, so I had to go to Sephora to kind of unwind after traveling, and then Cowboys losing, and then so much has happened this week. Y'all know what's happening. I don't need to tell you what's happening, unless you don't live in America. Yeah, look it up, CNN. So I needed to go leave the house. It's just, yeah, it's a lot. And then today's been a day where nothing has kind of gone smoothly, which is like with this earring. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this, pull that, pull this. So I'm like, did this setting spray make my hair hard? That's what I was concerned about. Okay, because right there is a little sticky. That's sticky because of the glue, not because of the setting spray. But the setting spray, yeah, it looks great. So, you know, this hair is shedding everywhere and annoying. It's a little poofy right there, but let's do this like this. Yeah, if I can get another one like this, and I don't know if it's shedding because it's, again, because of the way I cut it or what, but it definitely sheds. Because when I wore this one that I was going to wear, which I mean glueless, it has these tabs. So everything is perfect except for these tabs were sitting up. So me going up like that, my hair wouldn't lay flat. So all these little videos you'd be seeing with those, these people wear their hair down. They don't ever push their hair up. So you can see those tabs. So that's what annoys me about those. So I've had it for a while and finally colored it, like I said, tinted it today, and then here we are. Okay, so let's do, so this is the face. And then, what else did I do? Well, the Fenty. I've had that Fenty before. So with that, I am off to book club. So I am definitely going to be late. So, the wig, yeah. Stress, yeah. 88 degrees, so hopefully you'll be fine. I will talk to y'all later.